Hi Flosstube, I'm Lori and welcome to Once Upon a Stitch, take 2. I promised I wouldn't do that, but I did. Anyway, today is Tuesday, June 1st. Yay, June! Summer is right around the corner. And it is almost 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm getting ready to, besides do my floss tube, I'm going to run out and do a few errands of shopping and stuff. And there's so much to tell you and show you that I hope you stick with me through the whole video. I just want to say that there are so many floss tubers out there, ones that we've been watching for years and years, and a lot of new floss tubers that are throwing their hat into the bucket. So I'm really thankful that you come back and watch me and leave me comments and give me tips too. And I love sharing everything that you tell me. So thank you. If you're new to my channel, welcome. This is a video about cross stitching and a little bit of quilting. I'll keep the quilting to the end for those that are not interested. I had said in my last video, I spoke about the G Leger reflects the soie chart, and I says, gee, I wonder if that means reflections of the sun. And a few people were kind enough to tell me that soie is silk, so it could be silk reflections, or because sometimes they say it in reverse, instead of reflections in silk. But either way, it sounds really pretty because the chart is originally charted in silks. And so anyway, so thank you for those that share the actual translation of that. Someone asked me about my project bags, and these are, I told them that I would show it on camera. These are project bags that I got from Amazon. When I originally bought them, they were 10 for $9.99. And every time I look them up, they have gone up in price. I think they're about $16 for 10 now. They measure 11 inches this way and 15 inches widthwise. And they have this tag on it, and I don't remember, here you can see it, Youbida, Y-O-U-B-I-D-A. But I think I just put down zippered vinyl bags, and then a whole slew of them come out. And they come with different colors. You can get like maybe 4 blue, 4 red, 4 green maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it in a while, but that's where I got my project bags. Okay, a little bit of life updates. Last time we were together, I mentioned that we had 2 barbecues, and the first one was supposed to be Saturday, this past Saturday. That was a rain out, and rescheduled for the 19th, a Saturday, the 19th of June. And then our barbecue was the next day, on Sunday, this past Sunday, and it also rained, but we held it indoors. My husband Sal went and he put up an umbrella over our barbecue, and he grilled some of the meats outside, and I did some of the cooking inside, and we ate in our dining room. I mean, we extend the table into the living room because we were 14 people. And so basically it was my immediate family, and my mother-in-law, sister-in-law, her boyfriend, and then a niece with her 2 daughters and husband, and of course my boys and Caleb. So it was good to see them. We hadn't seen them in months, and my boys haven't seen grandma in a while. But actually James didn't come with Amy. Amy is my daughter-in-law who's expecting. James was coming down with a cold. He went and got a COVID test. It came out negative, but he wasn't feeling well, and he didn't want grandma to get sick, and or anybody else for that matter, or believe that might have been a false negative. So he stayed home. And the next day he was supposed to go to his in-laws, and he stayed home. He was feeling even worse. So a little bit later on, I'll check on him and see how he's doing. Hopefully he's sleeping in today. Okay, what else do I want to tell you about my life? Okay, this coming month is going to be a real busy month as far as on the weekends. I mean, For those that you are new to me, like I forget and I just assume that everybody knows what's going on. I babysit my grandson 2 to 3 times a week. One week it's 2 days, one times it's 3 days. And I share that with my daughter-in-law's mother, who also babysits him. And so during the week, some days I'm free 3 days, I'm free 2 days, and I plan my week accordingly. And then on Saturdays, or the weekends, it's going to be crazy this coming month. The first weekend, I have pocketbook bingo. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's a fundraiser at my daughter-in-law's school. And in the past, I actually had my mother-in-law come out and sleep over, and we brought her there, and she won a bag. She ended up gifting it to Rebecca because it was a backpack. It was a Tommy Hilfiger backpack, I think it was. Anyway, they're designer handbags, and you play bingo, and sometimes it's an X, sometimes it's 4 corners. Like it varies per game, and you can buy extra tickets if you'd like. And so anyway, it's a fundraiser. So they're doing it out in the school parking lot with a rain date of the 26th of June. But right now, it's supposed to be nice in the 80s. So that's the first weekend. The second weekend of June 12th, my little stitching group is supposed to meet up at Needleworkers. They're starting to allow us to sit and stitch for a while. I think the store is opened on Saturdays from 10 to 3. So we can't eat in the store, like have lunch there, but they said they were going to put some tables out on the side of the building. So I'll let you know how that goes. That ought to be fun. It's going to be fun to see everybody. Actually, they got together, my stitching group, and they met up at Needleworkers this past Saturday, the rain date of the barbecue, and they shopped, and some of them went out to lunch. I met them because my barbecue got canceled, but I still had to come home and do stuff, so I didn't go out to lunch with them. But they had a great time. But I'll see them again in a couple of weeks on the 12th. What else? Then the barbecue that was canceled, that's the following weekend, which is also that Sunday's Father's Day. So Saturday barbecue, Sunday is Father's Day. Plans right now for that are up in the air because it's also like Amy's birthday and my son James's birthday that weekend. So something's going to be going on that Sunday probably. And then we're having that Christmas in July. On the 4th of July weekend, we're going to see what days are better as far as weather-wise, whether it be the Saturday or Sunday. We don't like doing Mondays because people that travel from New York to come hit a lot of shore traffic. A lot of people go home on the 4th of July because they have to go to work the next day, and there's always traffic, so we try to avoid that if at all possible. And then the end of July is our the baby shower. It's going to be different this time. It's going to be a Jack and Jill, which means men are invited if they like, especially if they people travel from a distance and their husbands, boyfriends, whatever, significant other travels with them. So they'll both be able to stay and enjoy the festivities. So we're in the middle of planning that as well. So I'm going to show you at the end some quilting, and basically they're baby quilts. I've been making baby quilts. When I get the urge to quilt, I make a baby quilt and save it because you never know. And finally, I get to use them. I had made a bunch when Caleb was born, so now it's for the new baby. Oh, and for Mother's Day, I got this. I wanted to share Grandma's brag board, and there's a picture, a sonogram of my soon-to-be granddaughter. She's due the beginning of September. Okay, let's get into it. First, I want to share some happy mail. And, I'm making a mess here. This is supposed to be here. That I've received. And I'm showing you some thank you cards because people are so talented. They made these cards. This one is from Sue. Yep, Sue. She thanked me for a chart that was a giveaway. And that is so beautiful. Thank you, Sue. I save all the cards that people send me, whether they're made or not made. I just, I love the thought of it. This is from Sherry. Sherry had sent me a bunch of fabric. And And so I sent her a little something in return, and so she sent me a thank you for that, and that's the card she made. So pretty. Then a viewer, Daniela, contacted me and said she wanted to share some charts with me. And so I gave her my address, and this is the lovely card. And she wrote a beautiful sentiment inside. So thank you, Daniela. And she sent me Love You More by Heart and Hand. I'll definitely be stitching this. I don't have too much Valentine's. And I said to her, I said, how do you know I like the beach so much? And this is I Do Love to Be Beside the Sea from the Tiny Modernist. She also shared With Thy Needle and Thread, Pumpkin Farm. She said some of, to stitch them and then to share. So I'll be sharing some of these as well. This one's Country Cottage, Home Sweet Home. Actually, the title of it is Sweetest Home. The Bee Skeps. I Love You to the Beach and Back by Needle Bling Designs. The next one is Cuore e Batticuore, and it's called Easter in the Sun, and I love this. I will definitely be stitching this by next Easter, hopefully. I don't know if I'll stitch, it says, I love Easter in the Sun. I don't know if I'll stitch that. I might stitch somebody's name in there. I haven't decided, but I think that is adorable. And now that I have a little grandson and granddaughter, it's like perfect, perfect. This is from my friend Alva. She gave me these. Some of them she stitched, and some of these she says, I'm not going to stitch them. Here, use them for giveaways or stitch them yourself. The first one's Lindy Stitches Strutting Tom. Everybody's seen that when she came out with it. That was a big seller. The next one's Madame Chantilly, and it's called Starlight. And it looks like a clothesline between the trees with stars on it. With, you can tell it's a white bunny and a deer. Looks like white. I don't know if they're flowers but it looks like white flowers. And then this I'll be definitely giving in a future giveaway. Home Sweet Home by Country Cottage. I stitched this one for Rebecca and Michael when they bought their house. I saved it to restitch it for James and Amy, but James is not a cross-stitch enthusiast person that likes cross-stitch so much. And Amy always says like she would be interested in learning, but she hasn't pushed the button yet or asked me really to teach her yet, so I'm not pushing it on her. Until when she's ready, she'll let me know. And so James likes quilts. He's mentioned to me like make me a quilt or something, and I do. So maybe his tastes will change later on. So I have mine, and I'll be giving this one away. Then The Sounds of Christmas, Amazing Grace, Twin Peak Primitives. That's the chart. And finally, this is from Hand Blessings. Eileen Gurak, G-U-R-A-K, Needlework Designs, Winter Window. It almost looks like a quilt block. Everything like this border in here is cross stitch, but then the rest is fabric, and it's with a hanger, and it probably has directions in here. So thank you, Alva and Daniela, for those patterns that I can share in the future. I'm not going to do a giveaway in this video, but I will do one eventually. Okay, what have I been stitching? Well, this is Abby Rose Designs Primitive Christmas Merry Christmas Pillow. I love this. I love this when it came out. I finally found it in the store that it wasn't sold out. I didn't want to order it. I just waited. And I'm stitching this on a piece of 18 count Aida but it had no ticket on it that told me exactly what color it was, but I thought it kind of matched that one, and it's coming out so pretty. I hated to have to put this down. I enjoyed stitching on this. I don't know, so what I had originally said about Maynia is, you know, stitch the 2 days on it, and then if I don't finish it, to take it out in October, and I would do like the continuation of it. I wouldn't pick it up prior to that. So that's the plan. Plans do change, but that's the plan for now, that I would not be picking it up until October. This is one of my favorites. I love this. This is Long Dog Sampler, Templar Prophecy. And I had another page finished. I was hoping for 2, but time ran out. I gotta stand up for this one. Okay, so I finished page 9, which was in this section here. And I worked in 10, and I just had that much in there left. So when I pick this up again, I will definitely finish page 10 and then move on. Like this border continues down in page 11, and 12 is the 2 that I'm supposed to finish this year. And then I just have 3 more pages in 2022, which is the date that I charted right there in the middle. And I just love the way this is looking. Oh. It's so exciting when you pick up a pattern that you're working on and you really love it and you hate putting it away. And then it's exciting again when you pick it up again. And I always try to do it on a weekend where I know I might be able to get a couple extra hours in stitching during the day. Okay, the next one that I stitched, I have a few patterns in here. Okay, this was challenging for me, but I did it. This is Jolly Claus and Merry Mrs. Claus, and I got Jolly Claus completed, and I stitched it on 16 count black Aida. And look how cute he is. I think I'm going to do the Mrs. Claus in October and then finish them together. Like, I don't want to finish it and then when I have to finish the other one, for some reason I don't have the same, even though I could save the fabrics and sticky boards and stuff, but I'm just going to do it at the same time. Then I took out Prairie Schooler Evergreen, and I said I was going to stitch this house. I changed the roof to a darker brown, and this is what I've done. So I finished the 2 from this pattern, the squirrel, which I showed you the last time, and I started stitching the roof in this color brown, which is like a medium brown, but I wasn't liking it as much, so I decided to do it in the darker brown. And that's it. So I have 2 previous finishes from this chart and these 2, and then I want to do 2 more, so I might do that in October as well, or I might just wait for next year. Haven't decided on that one. Okay. This is Grandmother's house. I changed the color of the house, and there's bunting along here, and not realizing the last time I stitched it, I stitched the inside of the bunting the color of the house, which I changed. So when I looked at it, it didn't look right. So I picked that all out, and because I had half the house stitched, like from the bottom section house. I didn't have the roof in, but I had the bunting in. I took the inside of the bunting out because it was like that a tannish color that I stitched the house, and I changed that to grits. And I finished Grandma's house. So therefore, I finished the street. And here's my finish. First of all, here's Grandma's house. See the bunting? I made that grit instead of the color of the house. It looks much better. And here's the whole little street. Started with the fire station, then the post office, then church, school, and Grandma's house. And Grandma has a little boy and a little girl holding hands. So, yeah, I'm really happy with that, how that came out. And thank you, Deb, for sharing yours with us. That gave me a little bit of ideas of how I wanted to do mine. The next one was Prairie Schooler Alphabet. And the first half of the Maynia month, that when I did my last video, I showed you Ava. I'm going to make this into a long hanging pillow for the Christmas tree. And then I did one for her sister, Sophia. Hers is a little longer, a few more letters. So the snowman, the ornament, the flower, skates, ice skates for I, and then an angel for A. And that's Sophia's one. And that'll be finished also into a long pillow for an ornament for their tree. So this one is completed. And then I picked up, they weren't all new starts. I also do like Hometown Holidays was just like the winter themed. So this one is also winter Christmas theme, and this was Joan Elliott's Christmas stocking. And I think I got a lot done for what I got done. Okay, this is the whole stocking where I am so far. And what I completed was, I completed this package. It was halfway done. I did the star and all the snow that's in here. And I finished the toe. So basically what I have left is all outlining. I finished outlining the present and there, but I still have the bird to outline. Just want to peek in, see. And then the second present there, and then you can see some more of the snow that's close by. And then I have some of his jacket to outline, which I realized I didn't outline this inside section here. I didn't enter this in here. I didn't outline yet. And then I have an outline. See this red line? It goes like all the way down and around to the toe and then back up. And I haven't done that one yet. And I have to put Caleb's name in there. So I think I should get it done by this year as far as the stitching part of it. This is my question, if anybody, when you're out doing a straight stitch outline, like if you're close to here, you could anchor it here probably, but how do you anchor it otherwise? Unless you start in the middle, work up, and then anchor it on the threads that are already there. I mean, it'll be easy if I anchor it here and move down, but when you're in the middle, how do you, without it showing or something? If anybody has any suggestions, I guess, maybe a pin stitch, because you're going over two, so you do the pin stitch over the half. I haven't figured that one out yet, so that's why I haven't done any of that outlining stitch. And the last one that I worked on was the Christmas ornament for Just Cross Stitch magazine. And I worked on the June ornament that was suggested. There are ornaments that are suggested, and then you have the option, I think you have two options of picking something else. Here it is. I wanted to give you a picture. Ornament without and it's this one right here. And it's funny because when I read the directions, it says, oh, 28 count fabric. So I said, oh, great, I work on that. And it told me it was going to be like 2.5 by 3 or something. And I don't know, when I counted how many boxes that was charted, I'm like, oh, this is 70 by 60 or something to that effect. And I'm like, that doesn't seem like it's going to be. Then I realized 28 count, 1/1. But no, I did 28 count, 2/2. So mine's going to be big. And they're not the normal colors for Christmas, but I kind of like it. It's different. So this is where I've gotten to. Now this one has to be picked up again. Has to be. Because it's the monthly one, so I need to get it done sometime in June. Stitched anyway. So I don't have much left. I have a couple of flowers around here and then a little one in there. So this might be picked up during the day when Caleb's napping. Okay, that's all that I've stitched since the last time we were together. So that's about 2 weeks. The plan for June is I have 2 new starts. Oops, sorry if I jogged the computer, jostled. I have 2 new starts. One is the Gilded Cage by Carriage House Samplings, and I was looking at it yesterday. And you know what? The colors in the picture are so pretty. They're MPI silks. The translation that is given for DMC, I wasn't crazy about it. So I started picking like my own colors that kind of matched the picture. And I put some stitches into it. I didn't like it. I did not like the colors I chose. So I pulled it all out and I said, you know what? I'm going to do it with the DMC that was called for, but I'm not doing the whole pattern. I'm doing the inside. I don't have it here with me. It's downstairs because I'm going to be starting to work on it today. I said, I'm just going to go with the colors that it's been charted for and just go with it and see how it comes out. And so I'm just doing the inside. It's the bird cage with the bird in it on a pedestal. And I had originally seen it, McKenna from Stitching in Sequins, stitch it, and she did, I believe, on a 40 count. I don't know if she did 1/1, but I remember hers was really tiny. It was adorable, and I knew I'd never be able to do that. But yeah, because I can't get the colors the way I really like, I'm just going to do the inside. I think she did the inside as well, but it has a really cute border. So after I finish that piece, I'm going to give that in a giveaway. So stay tuned for that one. And then the other one I'm going to start, I think it's that I'm scheduled to start, is a Prairie Schooler, the Tortoise and the Hare. So I'm excited about that because I already did 2 other fairy tale ones from Prairie Schooler. So, okay, haul, acquisitions, purchases. 1, 2, 3 stitch, I put in floss that I needed for projects. I'm going to try and not buy too many patterns. I think I shared that with you. I did get a few, but it's going to be mostly just the threads that I need to get the patterns that I want to stitch done. So when I went on Saturday to Needleworkers, they had gotten a selection of threads in, which I was very happy. And so I picked up some Country Cotton and Classic Colorworks, some Gentle Arts, and some Weeks Dye Works. And then I bought one because it's my son's name. I saw somebody share it, the color, and I think it's a really pretty color. It's Michael's Navy, and it's a real pretty color for patriotic stitching. So since it's my son's name, I just bought it because I wanted to. And I got some DMC and 2, let's see, 103 Soie d'Alger or Vire Soie. Two more of those. I'm just collecting a bunch, and then maybe I can do a little something with it from the book by Brenda Keys, you know, our own little sampler. So I got threads from 2 places. I picked up this chart clip. It's supposed to go on a Q-snap. I don't know if it goes on a hoop, if it would move, because the hole is, you know, too big for that. But I'm going to give this a try, and this would be good to take at a retreat so that your pattern isn't so far away when you're stitching. So I thought I'd give that a try. Then I picked up Winter by Puntini Puntini, When I Think of Winter. And it comes with a snowflake button and a cardinal. And then I bought Plum Street, Always Remember. Kathy to Dye House was at Needleworkers, and she and I both purchased this. So I love the poppies. So I charted as much of the colors that I could at Needleworkers. Alrighty, what do I have? Okay, I think the only thing left to share with you are the quilts. So if you're not interested in this section, thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting ahead of time if you do. If not, that's fine too. It's always good to hear from you and what you've been up to. And now I'm going to get into some quilts. Some of these are baby quilts that I've made and I've been saving, like I said, and I'm out of practice in quilting as far as free motion quilting, well, any kind of quilting. I haven't quilted in a while since cross stitching has somewhat taken over. But now, you know, I'm enjoying it. I'm seeing patterns and I said, oh, I'd like to do that. I had shared the vintage Farm Girl book that I bought and the fabrics. So I want to, you know, try some of that. But right now I'm going to focus on, I'm going to try and get one more baby quilt done before the shower. And okay, let's get into it. This is a previous baby quilt. This is the back fabric. And oops, I got a thread here. This is the front. Now, it doesn't look like much. It's baby lambs. And then, but it's, okay, I did a stippling. Did I do a stippling? Yes. Can't really see it on the baby lambs. Then I quilted a rail fence to keep them in so that they weren't going anywhere. And then just straight stitching in the border. And then I did like a flowery quilt border on the outside border. So what I like doing is I like pairing these with books. So I'm going to see if I can find a cute little book about lambs. I went to Barnes and Noble yesterday, but I couldn't find anything. So I'm going to look on Amazon. The next one, I think James and Amy, from what I've gathered, is not doing typical girly girl, but Grandma will be doing a little bit of girly girl. This is not a girly girl. So this is a little wall hanging. I had shown this a while ago, a couple of years ago maybe, of rubber duckies. So maybe I can find a book on rubber duckies, and then I'll get a little rubber ducky to go with it. And then this is the quilt. Let's see, which is the top. This one. So on this, I made a beach theme. I did anchors. Okay, this is the sun. So this was the top. It's a longer quilt. Goes that way, and maybe it's easier to see what I quilted through the back. The sun at the top, and I just did some free motion in the middle, and then I don't know what that's called. Reminds me of what's that ride called? Can't think of it. Roller coaster. Reminds me of a roller coaster. So I quilted that there. Then anchors down the side, on both sides, and then sailboats at the bottom. I don't know if you can see the sailboat. Anyway, so this is more so a beach themed. So there has to be books on that. And then this is Attic Windows, the pattern is called. Those two I kind of just did what I measured a piece of fabric and I just cut it, made borders. I didn't use a pattern. This I used a pattern from a quilt book, but it's called Attic Windows, and it makes it look like you're looking through a window. This is Noah's Ark, and this was hand stitched. So this, I've had this a while when I've actually was hand stitching everything. So this is the one I just did, and what I said was I have to practice my free motion quilting because I wanted to do a stippling in the center. So I did it on this fabric. I just got a piece of batting, a piece of backing, and this, and I stippled. And you know, when it's a busy fabric like this, you really can't see the stitching. So then I turned it over to see how I was doing. Then I wanted to do that flowery border and I couldn't see what I was doing. So I had to turn it over and try stitching it on this side so that I could see where I was going and trying different things. And anyway, so this was a practice piece. But then I was still worried about going right into the quilt. So I decided to do a changing mat. So I just cut a piece of fabric, the right side, a backing, the batting's in the middle, and I put the two fronts together on top of the batting. So it's a batting layer, it's the green facing up, and then this top fabric facing down, stitched all the way around, flipped it like a pillow, like we make our little pillows. I had also stuck in a ribbon on the inside so that the fold would be on the outside. And then I stitched all the way around. I left the bottom open, flipped it like a pillow, did an outside edging stitch, and then I did just practice stippling. So, you know, this is like the stippling. So then once I completed that, I said, okay, now I can at least try and put it on the quilt. So this is the quilt that I just finished. Is it sideways? It's sideways. It's Mickey and Minnie in Paris. Let's see if I go back. I don't know if you can see the whole thing in the picture, but I did just the stippling in the center. I then changed to black thread and just did lines in the first border. Then I did the flowers in the second, and then I just went around and did straight stitching in the plaid because you wouldn't see it. It would be too difficult to see anything stitched there. So, and the backing is just the plaid. So that is what I've been up to as far as my quilting. So that's where we are today. Thank you for sticking around and watching everything that I've shared with you. I hope you come back the next time I make my video, and take care. Enjoy June. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. The last time I had said we were having really nice weather that weekend, and people have written back to me and says, oh, it's raining by us. Well, we got that rain this past weekend, Memorial Day weekend. So hopefully we can enjoy some lovely weather, get outside, get some vitamin D from the sun, not too much, and I'll see you in about 2 weeks. Take care, guys. Love you. Bye.